Hi everyone, welcome to the Elated Real Estate channel. Today we're going to be talking about how long you should expect it to take to go to closing from the time you list it, from the time the home is ready to show and sell. And so we're going to just talk today about that. We're going to cover just a few topics. This is going to be a relatively short video. Please share this with anyone that you might be thinking that might be interested in selling and might find it useful about how to set expectations about your time frame. So this is really important because a lot of times you want to know, like, when should I start looking for another home, or when can I predict that I might be moving out? When can I make plans? All of those things. So anyway, so if you look here, we're going to be talking about just about 5 bullet points. The best answer we can give is based on the market statistics and what's going on in your current market. So we're going to drill down on a few things that are going to help us predict that. And then of course, you have your cycle time pre-listing and getting the home ready to sell, making any necessary repairs, staging, talking with your agent and broker about pricing and what the market conditions are. But if you take your average days on the market, and then the time for loan processing, if there is one, and or title processing, getting the title ready for the transfer, conveyance of ownership, you should be able to come up with this number. So we're gonna kind of talk through that. You wanna ask your agent to help you make sure that you understand these market conditions so that you can make your plans based on the numbers and the stats for the current market you're in. These can be affected greatly by getting the process ready and really ready ahead of getting it listed for sale. Of course, you want professional photography. You want to make sure that it's staged. You want to make sure that you're making your necessary repairs. Believe me, your competition, the other sellers in the market, they're going to make sure that they're putting their best foot forward. So I highly encourage you to do the same thing. But the factors that affect it are your price, condition, and location. So you want to make sure that the things that you can affect, your price, of course, and your condition, are really hitting on all cylinders so that you make sure that you have a smooth process. But we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you what your agent or broker might look at when they look at these things. So you can see a couple of things. You can look at your days on the market, and we're going to use your average. It's very important that you don't look at too wide of an area. You want to look at your really market for your particular area, whether it's the city or even your neighborhood, if there's enough transactions to kind of form some opinions. But you want to get some statistical information enough to kind of make some conclusions about how to predict that. So you want to have statistically significant amount of data to kind of make those predictions. So 30 or more, and you're going to want to look at things in the last probably 6 months. You're going to want to look at things within a mile radius, maybe a little bit larger, depending on the volume and number of transactions that have taken place, so that you can find some statistical information that makes sense. But if you look at our screen here, these are the average days on the market. Of course, you can see their seasonality here. I've only gone back here, in this case, 5 years to kind of look back at like how things are working. But certainly you can go back as short as 1 year, and you can see what your market's doing in the current condition. Of course, these are lagging indicators because they're based on closings and things as they go under contract kind of fill into this information. So if your average days on the market is 35 days, which it was in 2024, March of 2024, you might need a number of days beyond that for the title and loan preparation. So let's say it's probably 60 days roughly, or thereabout, 65 maybe. So you want to add probably 30 to 45 days on top of that for a loan processing, and maybe less. I mean, a lot of lenders now, especially recently, have gotten very adept at making loans happen a lot more quickly. So definitely you could expect it to be shorter than a 30 days on top of that. But then the other thing is, when you're looking at the days on the market, kind of monitor your showings depending, as you can see from this particular slide. And if you look at right now, our March numbers were 15 showings to going under contract. You can see that sometimes in the longer, let's go back to 3 years here. You can see that in the slower times, it takes a lot more showings to get a home under contract. And of course, as you go into like your May, June timeframe, you can see a drastic decrease in the number of showings it takes for a home to go under contract because of the higher demand. You also have higher supply at that time, but the demand usually overshadows the amount of supply. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this will give you some information to be equipped to be able to estimate your timeline. And I hope you'll continue to come back, subscribe so that you know when new videos come out. And please share our YouTube channel as well with your friends, families, and coworker, and tell more people about us. Come see while we're elated. We hope you will be too. Thank you so much for joining.